Hey, gang, it's your old pals, Uncle Hank and Kippy. Just want to thank you for tuning in to Are You Garbage?
Yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe. That way you get the episode as they come out. And you can also go to gasdigitalnetwork.com, use promo code AYG to get bonus content and get the episodes before they come out and HD streaming. Do it.
Yeah.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Oh, baby, here we go. Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite new podcast. This is Are You Garbage? The show where we sit down with your favorite comedians and find out if they grew up classy or if they're absolute trash. I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful, absolutely beautiful day here, New York City, the East Village, Manhattan, alive and well, Gas Digital Studios, in the fucking big room for the big guest. My co-host is coming at you right fucking next to me, sipping on a Poland Spring. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, the next time you're reaching for a best pal, you make it a Kippy. This guy tastes great and he's less filling. Give it the fuck up for Kevin James Ryan.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Real quick, little bit of business. As always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Also, full video available on YouTube. You can subscribe there as well. And also, to get the full catalog of all of our shows, as well as every show on the network, you can sign up for gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use promo code AYG. You save a couple of bucks every month. We get to wet our beaks. It's a fucking win-win. So
yes, sir.
Do it.
And gang, we could not be more excited to have our incredibly special guest here with us today via satellite, Gas Digital Technology, 78G. I don't know what we got, but we got him. We could not be more excited. He is an incredibly successful stand-up comedian, actor, and voice actor. You've seen him in Funny People, Workaholics, Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, Bob's Burgers, Comedy Bang Bang, The Lucas Brothers Moving Company, Adventure Time, Love, Teachers, Those Who Can't, Paradise PD. Ooh. He has his own Comedy Central Presents. You've seen him on The Tonight Show, This Is Not Happening, Not Safe with Nikki Glazer, Drunk History, Carson Daly, Hot Ones, 4 appearances on fucking Conan. Damn. His specials include Loose in Chicago, I Like His Old Stuff, and Whiskey Icarus. I don't know if he's garbage or not, but I know he's got a little bit of fucking cash on him. I'll tell you that right now from that rap seat. Give it the fuck up for the one, the only, Mr. Kyle Kinane, everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't you don't know how much day rates are in Hollywood, do you?
This guy was in a honey wagon for $100 a day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this guy did a lot of non-union animation work. $80.
Kyle, thank you so much for doing the show, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. We're chilling. So what we're going to do is we want to hear a little bit about your past, how you grew up, and then we'll launch into some questions. You're a Midwestern guy, right? You're Illinois.
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, I don't know if it's like a game at the end where we find out if I'm garbage or not, but probably the backstory is going to give it away real quick.
That's what we like.
I grew up in a town called Addison, Illinois. That's about 20 miles outside of Chicago. And, I was, it's like, well, let's see from the start. I don't know. I was like a shy kid. And then I thought then I like somebody laughed at a joke in high school. I'm like, oh, being funny is how you get attention. And then that just made me an asshole because you look back at how often you thought you were being funny.
Oh, yeah.
And the percentage of you being funny versus the percentage of you just being real obnoxious and louder than anybody else was real opposite. I was like, I was just a real loud jerk for a long time.
Yeah, trying too hard, man. Everybody experienced that in junior high. Trying way too hard.
So desperate. So desperate.
Just look at me. Look at me, please.
What about brothers and sisters? Did you grow up in a big family, small family?
Small family. Mom and dad are still kicking, still married, and I had one sister. She lives down in LA now, but and she's like close in age, and we were pals. So nice. Like her group of friend and my group of friend, we were all like one big crew going together. And as you're talking about, like knowing the Menzingers and everything, we it started going to going to see like all ages punk rock shows in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And just that was my every weekend once I turned 16 was just going to see bands and yeah, trying to be in bands and like I just some old footage somebody just sent me back in the day where I clearly had this Mike Ness fascination and had hair to have a Mike Ness fascination. So I was trying to pull off this whole social distortion bad boy rockabilly vibe, which is tough when you live with your parents until you're 26 years old. It's kind of hard.
I don't need anybody except my mom and dad.
You're just singing Prison Bound from your car, like, oh man, I'm from the mean streets of shit, my mom's making pot roast tonight. I gotta get home on time.
Cancel band practice. So you were in a band growing up?
Yeah. Nothing of note. It was called the Grand Marquis. If you did some real, here's first.
That's a pretty good name.
That's a not bad name. That's pretty good. The Grand Marquis.
That's what we thought because me and the singer and other guitar players, we both drove our parents Grand Marquis. Now we thought it was a cool name, but we wanted a "the" in the name, so we're going to be called the Grand Marquis. But we wanted it to be plural. But we didn't know how to pluralize Marquis. It's a French name. It's a French word that ends in S. And so like everybody's like, so you're the Grand Marquis. We're like, that's the Grand Marquis. How do you spell that? We're not real sure. So we never made merch. We didn't know how we were going to spell the name. So we never even got around to making T-shirts or anything.
The Grand Marquises. Check them out this weekend.
What is the Grand Marquis? Yeah. Is that the wagon?
No,
it's a big boat, big Mercury boat. I think it's the Ford Ltd was the Ford.
Okay. Holy shit! I remember one of those doors would kill you. Those doors were huge on those cars.
God, that was a pinky steerer. Just hooked the pinky in the power steering. It was light blue as my grandparents, so it was a hand-me-down whip, and just I remember like that was the one car that had like enough room to have halfway reasonable sex in, you know, like when you're like in a Ford Escort or something and you're crammed,
or Tercel or something,
stick shifts going up your asshole or something. But this thing was like, there's hotel rooms smaller than this. Well, let me get this car. There's beautiful plush seats. It was a beautiful ride. I'll tell you.
Trying to get laid in a fucking Datsun when I was a kid. Fucking good luck with that.
Yeah, I had a Chevy Lumina. Same thing. It was a big fucking. You could put 15 people in that bag. You could have an orgy if you wanted to. It was a big fucking boat.
Oh, Chevy Lumina. They promoted that one heavy after the movie Days of Thunder came out. Once again, am I garbage? Yes. A lot of detail.
Deep cuts on Days of Thunder. I love it.
Cole Trickle. Shout out to fucking Tom Cruise. Cole Trickle fucking knew how to fucking drive a fucking car. I'll tell you that. You know what's trashy too is that the one guy that's in that became a senator, the guy that owned NASCAR or ran NASCAR. I can't think of his name, but he went on to become a senator.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
He was also the bad guy in Fletch.
Yes,
Am I right?
Yep. That's exactly.
He's the bad guy in Fletch, and then he wound up showing up on like Law and Order or something later.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's funny.
I can't pull it.
The Grand Marquis. Right off with a fucking Days of Thunder fucking reference.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Get into it, man.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into some fucking Are You Garbage questions. We'll talk about growing up at the fucking Kinnane house. So, small town in Illinois, right near Chicago. So, basically the suburbs of Chicago, correct?
The most suburb you can get. The most suburban, you had the McDonald's and the Burger King across the street from each other. And you divided families by choosing one or the other. There was never a stray. There was never a stray of like, let's get Burger King today instead of McDonald's. You'd have to sleep in the yard if you said something like that.
What were you? Were you a McDonald's family?
Yeah, what was your family?
I was at McDonald's because we'd go there, and then somebody took me to Burger King once. I'm like, look at this place.
I know.
The burgers. I like Burger King better. We had a Taco Bell that was across. I miss the old Taco Bells that were shaped like churches.
Yeah, they were great. That and the old Pizza Huts.
Pizza Huts, had the flat roofs.
The big
But
roof.
the Taco Bells were like little iglesias.
Yes,
and then we had a Long John Silver's across the street when it still had you had to walk up the dock to get into Long John Silver's. And I'd always make the joke like you'd walk out of Long John Silver's like you just got into port somewhere and then you'd see the Taco Bell. Oh, we made it deep into somewhere in South America apparently.
I don't remember going through the canal, but apparently.
Yeah, I was like white trash Epcot Center down there.
Yeah.
Your dad's drunk. It's a whole thing.
I'll tell you, man. Fucking Long John Silver is the most trashiest of all fast food, and that was our favorite growing up.
Wow. You're gonna skip over White Castle or Crystals and go right to Long John Silver's. You're gonna take down.
I don't even know Crystals.
Yeah, Crystals. I don't know.
Crystals is just the same, like what is it? Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Gotcha.
Okay, there you are.
Crystals
You're right.
and White Castle are more or less the same thing. Or somebody's gonna get pissed off because people get real defensive about their garbage food.
Yes, we found out.
Yeah, White Castle, they're the little slot. Well, you know what White Castle is. You guys are East Coast. Right?
I had them on Sunday.
You get the Crave case. You get the cardboard suitcase full of sliders.
What's all the questions here? I thought we were interviewing you. Buddy,
he looked like he was going away for the month.
We got the 2 suitcases walking out of fucking White Castle. Yeah, we got the Crave pack, man.
To your wrist.
he's carrying jewels.
Like it's a nuclear phone. That's fucking great. Yeah, we got the Crave
nuclear
pack.
football, but get the chicken rings. You slide them into the burgers. Oh yeah, man, I know all about it. I know the moves.
Oh, that is fucking garbage.
Anything open 24 hours becomes your new favorite fast food.
Yeah.
The White Castle's here though, because there's not that many.
There's not
that many left. So it's like they look wet. They look like old war vets. They're like this. They're all grizzled, and there's like tumbleweeds, fucking trash blowing through. They're tough to see now.
But it's like what you're saying. I like the fact that they kind of like retain their identity from the 80s. Like I hate like what you're saying. I like the Taco Bell, the way that look, and the Pizza Huts and like the Wendy's and all the stuff. Back in the 80s, those places were fucking awesome.
Dude, Pizza Hut. Do you remember when Pizza Hut had the salad bar inside and they made sandwiches?
Come on.
The oiliest ass torpedoes you could possibly wish for. I loved them. And again, my mom would yell at me because we go to Pizza Hut. I'm like, I want a sandwich. She's like, what's wrong with you? We're at Pizza Hut. You get pizza. I'm like, why can't I have the thing? It's on the menu. They want me to have it.
That's pretty garbage. Ordering a sandwich at Pizza Hut is another level of garbage.
I remember having waiters at Pizza Hut. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
I remember this guy hit me with the specials. I'm like, buddy, make it a stuffed crust and keep it fucking moving. Those old red cups, man. Remember those old
They
red?
could fit a gallon of Coca-Cola in those things, dude. They were so big.
A gallon of Coke, you could drop it out of a helicopter and be fine.
That was the first place.
I go to the White Castles. Do you remember the White Cat? First off, it's steamed burgers. That's how they cook it. It's steamed meat, which is a bit off-putting if you really want to think about it. And it's just so everybody working there's just teenagers with the most open pores you've ever seen. It's a constant spa facial they're getting of hamburger grease. The whole place was white tile inside, so they can hose it off
at the end of the night.
Oh yeah, it was like it was just a white room with a drain in the middle. So they just
it was like an
spray it all
room.
down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Holy shit! All right, let's talk. What's the name of the street that you grew up on?
I grew up on the corner of Michigan and Diversey. Which those are the same names, not the same as the streets that are in Chicago proper.
Gotcha.
You go a couple suburbs and they just nick the names.
They just
yeah. Well, that's pretty classy.
That sounds pretty good.
I looked it up because somebody told me I made the most notable one of the on the Wikipedia page for my hometown. I'm a notable resident.
Yeah,
nice.
And other people from Addison that are notable. The people that I share this list with. Leon Spinks at some point.
Whoa.
Well into his retirement. And
that's a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know much about the guy. But I think he fell in hard times and wound up in Addison.
It's not like he bought like, a 50-acre estate.
No, there's no like, the old Sphinx place up on the hill. Like, there's none of that.
It was the Long John Silver's. That's where he lived.
It was the old Long John Silver's he moved into. Yeah, that and apparently the woman who helped co-create the Beanie Babies.
Oh, so she's
So,
probably got a
a
little
lot
bit of
happened.
cash.
I think something says it went south. I think I actually looked into it because I'm like, that's interesting. And I think she got sued out of the Beanie Baby industry. So something dark happened to put that Beanie Baby.
Everybody thought that those were going to be worth their weight in gold. Fucking, that was the trade. Did your family collect them or anything like that? Were you a Beanie Babies family?
No, but no, we didn't have any like that weird trash collector.
Yeah,
thing,
it's always a bad look.
Or like God forbid you say like I like platypuses. That's a cute animal, and then everybody just gets you that gift for the rest of your life
For 2
there's
decades.
A curio cabinet full of platypi, and you're like, I can't say no now. I can't say no to this.
This is my identity.
We had, for some reason, my mom collected crystal shoes. They were like porcelain crystal shoes. Like just one shoe. And they were tiny. Oh, she still has them on display in my fucking living room.
That's real trash.
Garbage.
I remember like the weird like glass like blowing glass birds and shit. You could tell it was like the practice stuff that the bong makers were putting out so they can retain them all.
Yeah.
So like, I don't fault anybody for the Beanie Babies thing because like there's a stock market and it's the same thing, but it's coked out bros doing the same shit. Buying a bunch of stuff, hoping it's going to be worth more later on. So I'm not judging on that point, but more background. First job, 16 years old. Well, I got fired from 31 Flavors after 2 days.
For what?
Because I didn't know how to stop the soft serve, so I just kept going. And I was selling like
Kinnane, what did I tell you?
Soft serve cones for like 79 cents. It was like $8 of ice cream I was giving away. So
I don't know. The machine wouldn't shut off. It's yours. Oh, God.
Yeah, I was the mark over at 31 Flavors. Like, Kinnane's working.
Everybody was calling.
Order the small. Trust me, order the small. You're getting more than your money's worth.
That's a fucked up thing to get fired from, man. That's bullshit. How about a learning curve? Train the kid.
It was like a second cousin of my mom's who was doing me a favor, and I don't think they needed me as an employee. I think it was like a gamble, like maybe this is like a good rookie bet on this kid, and it'll like be real total bomb. And I got after 2 days, I'm like, am I on the schedule this week? Like, nah, we couldn't fit you in, and I still called for like 5 weeks, not picking up the hit.
Still trying to get the employee discount.
I worked at a Kmart. I worked at a Kmart in the same mall that had the glass blowers. The bong makers. It was one of the malls that had. Do you remember like independently owned Spencer's Gifts type places? Of course,
yes.
Where it's just a store full of crap and horny stuff,
novelties and shit,
and some weird guy working there.
Yeah, it was like D&D games, and then like. Pretty much porno posters, like Playboy
greeting cards and stuff.
Across.
Yeah.
And just seeing a 12-year-old just standing in front of those posters with his hand in his pants, like how many times a day did we kick out a kid beating off?
Jerking off.
And we had, it had like what was it had like a dress barn and shit, which is so insulting.
I got to tell you, this is a real trashy fucking mall. Barn. That's a real trashy mall you're describing. I've never been to a mall that had a Kmart in it.
Oh, yeah.
No, at least a J.C. Penney's. Something.
J.C. Penney's was the other bookend. It was the wings.
That's if you had money, you went to J.C. Penney's. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the kind of clout to get the job at J.C. Penney's. I was working over at Kmart, and it had a Little Caesars in it. And so this is literal garbage. My job at the end of the night was to take the trash out from the Little Caesars. And if they made pizzas that didn't sell, they couldn't give them away because it's profit loss or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would take the full pizzas. My buddy worked at the Little Caesars, and I would put them on the cart, and then just put the trash on top of the pizza.
Oh my God.
And then throw the trash out and then take the free pizzas and put them in my car.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And put them in my car.
Selling for $2 a slice.
That's crazy.
Oh, I thought I was crushing it, man. They had like the humane rat traps, which were just the glue pads.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's humane because like a mice will just get stuck on it. And they're alive and eating. And it was my job to toss those in the big dumpster. And one day I couldn't take it. So I got a broomstick and I was trying to pry one of the mice off of the glue trap. But all I did, I just it just became a bald mouse because it kept rolling.
What the fuck? That's torture, man.
I know. I got too far into it where I'm like, I should just kill this thing at this point. But then it was kind of off, and I got it off, and the bald mouse took off into the stockroom.
Gave it a piece of Little Caesars.
Kinane's all hopped up on Little Caesars. He's not thinking straight.
One of my band buddies worked at. There's a different like another 31 flavors in that mall, and he was called. We always called him Slow John because he was real dumb as shit. And my mom actually started calling him. That was my mom's nickname for him. Like, where's Slow John?
That's the worst when the moms start using the nicknames.
That's bad.
Threw the nickname down, and then he's like, "Man, Kyle's mom's mean. She keeps calling me like Johnny Slow or something. Like, you can't even get your own nickname about being dumb." And he would openly rip whippets with customers waiting to get ice cream. Like, they would come up to the cash register and he'd be like, "Hold on," and then just hold the counter for like 30 seconds.
He's got the Wawas.
Touch Sunday.
Oh.
And then he'd just pee in the sink in the back because you'd have to like leave a station to use the bathroom. So he just kept peeing in the sink in the back of ice cream.
Holy shit.
That's real garbage. I've peed in the sink at my house before. If my girlfriend's in the bathroom and I really got to go,
that's trash.
I'll lean up to the kitchen sink and sneak one in there.
I get that. That's your home, and you're cleaning it. This is a food serving establishment. this is a place that the health department theoretically checks on occasion.
Yeah, theoretically. On paper, they're supposed to be there.
And you know what I'll say, too? I don't know about Little Caesars now, but back in the day, Little Caesars was legit fucking good. They made awesome pizza.
Let's talk about the hierarchy of fast food.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
That was an awkward pause right there.
I was like, well, no, let's open up this dialogue.
Of course.
Where are we at with it? This one I just had the other day, little Papa Murphy's. I don't know if you know about this.
I don't know
take
that.
And bake. It sounds like a jip. It's a way to go. It's a future. I think it's a take and bake. They just kind of assemble it and then you take it home and you cook it.
And it's like a shop, like Papa. It's like that's a place you go and get that pizza, then you take it home and cook it.
It's a chain. Yeah, it's a chain of pizza places called Papa Murphy's, but they're all uncooked. So you take it, and you make it at home. It's more or less. I don't know how they exist. I think they got in a fight with a contractor or something where they couldn't get like the oven put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some union is like, oh, you want to open pizza in this place? You got to join the union. You're like, fuck you guys. We're going to sell them uncooked. We don't need your fucking oven.
Yeah.
And then that's how they got out.
That's pretty classy, though.
That is classy.
That's better than like takeout pizza because you're doing it yourself. It's a little bit of effort. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Because I'm a big DiGiorno guy. Do you like DiGiorno?
Sure.
Yeah.
You church it up?
Why? You add on?
Yeah, man.
What do you? Oh, that's garbage. Kinnane. What do you add on to it?
That's trash, dude. Kyle, that's trash. If you're adding toppings to an already frozen pizza, that's trash.
What are the add-ons?
You two are going to sit here and tell me that you're just so happy to pay an extra $2 for 9 black olives when you could have a goddamn jar in your cabinet and put as many or as few as you want. You could have one slice of black olive if you want.
Dude, that's trash. I'm sorry. Olives? If you were doing like prosciutto or something, I'd allow it.
Kinane's home making Supremes. What the fuck?
You can do prosciutto.
Yeah, but you're doing olives.
I put a fucking hot dog on there. I don't give a shit. That's the beauty of take and bake.
Take and bake. That's fucking.
I tried to. My girlfriend put me over to Kohl's. I got real high, and I was like, I wanted to put hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, but I didn't think it was going to be
listening.
I wanted to do something different than just slice them. So I was trying to shred it on a cheese grater. I was trying to shred it hot dogs.
My God, dude.
And it's hard to tell where the hot dog stops and your thumb starts with a cheese grater. I'll tell you that much. Be careful on that one.
I think you might be the only person in the history of hot dogs to ever cheese grate a hot dog.
I'm sorry. Do you have any grated hot dogs to go over this spaghetti? I'm sorry. Did you say Parmesan cheese? No, grated hot dogs would be great. Thank you.
It does make sense. I get the texture. I get it. I understand it. I for sure understand it. I don't know if I could ever pull the trigger on it, but I get it.
Mac and cheese with hot dogs ain't bad.
Prosciutto-style hot dog, yeah. See? So why not have it just with a different texture? Change up. You're not changing the flavors. You're working with texture.
Did you do it like short ways or long ways? Did you go for like long curly cues or short little nubs?
I was doing it short ways at first, but just kept breaking the hot dog. And these are veggie dogs. I don't even eat meat anymore, so these were veggie dogs. I was cheese grating veggie dogs and mac and cheese. In front of a woman that I love. In front of a woman I love. And she's still with me.
She sounds like a fucking saint. Yeah, Jesus
that's
Christ.
A keeper right there. See you do that shit. My girlfriend has seen me make stuff and eat stuff at the apartment that if she attempted to tell anybody, I'd probably have her killed. Things I would not want anybody knowing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
It's criminal.
All right, so we got...
Now I get going. Now all the stories are coming out.
Yeah, of course, baby.
So we got the street. What was the name of the grocery store that your mother went to growing up? What was your local spot?
We had the two grocery stores were a Dominic's or a Jewel, which at some point you would get old enough and pluralize Jewel and singularize Dominic. So Dominic's, the name Dominic with an apostrophe S. I'm Dominic. This is my grocery store.
Sure.
And Jewel, just like a jewel. But for some reason, whenever you got old, it's like, I got to go to Jewel's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pluralize Jewel's, like, I got to hit up Dominic. And I don't know why it changed, but we were a Jewel family.
It's because you're garbage.
Yeah.
That's a trash move right there, 100%. We were saying, and there was a local grocery store where Kevin and I grew up called Gennardi's, okay? And, they'd give you the plastic bags to leave. And someone had mentioned this, either emailed to us or whatever. But for most of my life, we called those Gennardi bags, even if it wasn't from that store. We called the plastic bags Gennardi bags.
Oh, like tissue paper being Kleenex.
Exactly.
That's good branding on Gennardi's.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. They had one household of derelicts in Bluebell, Pennsylvania. They had that market cornered. Bunch of fat idiots talking about plastic bags.
What do you got, kid?
Okay, let's see. So, growing up, what the house you grew up in, was it a single family home or an apartment, a townhouse, a condo? What was it?
A single family home in a very suburban neighborhood, like ranch houses and everything. It was blue collar. My dad worked at O'Hare.
Okay.
Was an airline mechanic. My mom was like stay-at-home mom.
Got it.
And it was kind of blue collar neighborhood, but nothing. Just
normal. Just
like I said, the most like suburban, boring. Like that, I've made the joke before, but it's this weird stagnation of there's no hardship of like, we live in the country and there's work and there's horses and things, pigs we got to tend to. And you don't live in the city where it's like, oh man, there's all these different cultures and
bustle,
I'm learning so much from different people's families and where they're from. It was just like, nah, we're going to ride our bikes around. We're going to find some porn in the woods. It was still like, 80s. So it's still like forest preserve porn era.
Right.
Yeah.
You go find an abandoned building, break the windows, sneak in. The town over, there was an old Ovaltine factory. It was an abandoned Ovaltine factory that they said one of the gates to hell was in the basement. And so you'd sneak into the Ovaltine factory. But it looked like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory before they turned the lights on. It's like smokestacks and a wrought iron gate. It was terrifying.
I'm sure.
And my sister was tougher than me. She snuck in there. And I always just go by the outside.
Yeah, those suburban fucking tales of like, oh, this house is haunted, or like you'd walk into the woods and there'd just be like a burned out shell of a house, and you were like, what the fuck happened here?
They're like, there's not even a driveway. How the fuck did you get back here?
Yeah.
It's just a house in the middle of the woods.
And I hate sounding like an old man, but it's like it was nice when the internet wasn't there to squash mystery.
Sure.
Like you just had to hear shit in the 8th grade locker room about how the fire department flooded the basement to the Ovaltine factory because that's where the 6th gate to hell is, not the 7th. The 7th is over in Lombard.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. You got to go to the 6th one first before you kind of open up the 7th one. And I'm going to believe this kid because he's wearing an Iron Maiden T-shirt. In those faces, I've got Eddie on it, and I'm like, well, this guy looks like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
this guy seems like
he's got his head. He got a good head on his shoulders. This fucking guy. That reminds me. Growing up was big for us because we like skated and shit, and like you're always behind a shopping center or whatever. Was finding the big long fluorescent light bulbs. Like in a dumpster or something, and smashing them or hitting each other in the legs with them. Oh, man, you got one of those. You felt like an American gladiator with one of those things.
Dude, just breaking stuff to hear the sound of it breaking.
Yeah.
And
just
I honestly,
pure boy destruction.
Yep.
Yeah, I honestly think that, like, I know that, like, exactly what you're talking about, but, like, it's like today, not to sound like an old guy as well, but, like, having that time and that boredom of the suburban life back then, there was something charming about it. And when you look back on it, so many good things kind of came out of it. Like, good bands or, just like the creative process was just good for that. Like just having that endless, like remember when a summer felt like it was fucking 25 years long?
Oh, yeah.
And there was just nothing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm 43 and I still will take the whole summer off from doing stand-up. Because I'm like, no, that's summer break.
That's
I haven't had a summer break since 18, but I'm like, no, we got to do stuff during the summer. It's the only time. It's like, you could do this whenever you want. You can take a vacation whenever you want. You have to wait till summer. But yeah, that was all just skating and biking. And yeah, it did turn into, well, we're bored. Let's all try and learn instruments together. That was old.
Yep.
I think it was like a Dave Grohl quote or something about like buy any instrument you find at a garage sale and figure it out. Like do that for yourself. That's how it starts. And that's how we all had bands. We weren't good bands, but we all had bands. And then all your friends have bands. So all 4 of you guys are going to put on a show in a basement.
Right.
It's an excuse to have a party. It's going to be a good time. Yeah. I did like it. I mean, as ridiculous as it was, it shaped who I became. And so I'm appreciative. Retroactively, I'm appreciative.
Sure.
Appreciative for you.
Yeah, that's why we do this podcast. Is because of that. Because looking back on all that. Now, did you guys?
But garbage, definitely. Yeah.
Did you ask him about the garage? You guys had a garage?
That's what I was getting to. Yeah.
Oh, separate. Yeah, separate garage.
Ooh, nice.
Had 2 bikes stolen out of it. Had a Haro Master and a Haro Sport stolen out of it.
Ooh,
and,
that's Haro.
That's clean living.
That's a fucking rich kid. You're driving a Haro?
That's nice.
The Haro Sport was bought off the Penny Saver magazines used. And then because it got stolen, I got a couple insurance dollars from the homeowner,
nice.
Insurance. Insurance. And I saved up and then put that towards a Haro Master that got stolen. And I was riding a GT Pro Series used until I saved up and pissed all my money away when I was 18 on a S&M dirt bike. I think that I bought.
Yeah.
S&M dirt bike. And that's still hanging in the garage.
That's a deep cut, an S&M.
Yeah.
That's like, that's like that's specialized. Yeah.
I can't believe your dad
money on that one.
Yeah.
I can't believe your dad let you use the homeowner's insurance policy for your fucking bike.
That's crazy. I've never heard that.
That's nuts.
I was so pissed. I know. I was so pissed. And they're like trying to explain deductibles. I'm like,
yeah, he's like 13. Like, what the fuck? You're like, sorry, our deductible's $400. Yeah.
And the bike's only 2.
Yeah.
Wow, an S&M. That's something, dude. My buddy had one. He pulled up. We thought he might as well pulled up in a fucking Cadillac with the S&M. We were like, what the fuck is it? It was like you only saw those in magazines or like bike videos, like BMX videos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, damn.
Oh yeah, I'd like call special order stuff. That's all I follow on Instagram. I don't follow anything else on social media. It's all old bike accounts.
Yeah.
Just all these dudes post about like old GT pro performers and PK rippers. That's all I want to see. I don't know about cars. I don't give a shit about cars. I want to see old BMX.
Yeah.
That was the last one that I had.
Trip.
That was the last one that I had was a GT Pro Performer. We got Huffies all growing up, just shit bikes. And like all my other friends had like cool bikes, fucking Harrows, Diamondback, shit like that. And then finally, when I was like turning 16, out of nowhere, my dad shows up with a fucking GT Pro Performer. It was beautiful. It was baby blue, had the fucking neon pink fucking writing on it. And I'm like, dude, I want a fucking car. I don't want a fucking bike now. What
Trying
the
to
fuck?
get laid here.
Trying to get laid here. Fucking 16, you finally fucking dropped the money.
Oh, man.
So in that garage, was there a separate second refrigerator at the Kinnane house or no?
No, but what we have, I do have one now at the house I'm staying at. Which
Really?
That's class.
Yeah, we're up in Oregon for the time being. No, but what we had was one appliance. We had like a green stove and fridge, like straight from whatever era that
50s
was.
or something. Yeah, 50s or 60s. Yeah.
Yeah, like when the house was built. And then I think the fridge broke or the stove broke. And so my mom didn't want two different color things. So we just put them both in the basement. So we had a fridge in the basement.
Ooh, okay.
But also a stove in the basement that was not connected to anything.
It didn't work.
I don't know which. I don't remember. I think it's still there. But
Trash.
Wait, was the basement
But it
finished
was
and you
like-
just had a stove in it? Or was it an unfinished basement like for storage?
The basement was finished at one point, but then would get water in it.
Yeah.
And so they just let it go to hell.
Yeah, we had the same thing. We finished it once, and like 2 weeks later in the 90s, it flooded. And it's
Yeah.
there's still a dehumidifier down there
That's
cranking, and you
trash.
can't get the smell out.
Just smells musky when you walk downstairs.
3-inch watermark and sitting there with a shop vac, sucking it up, dumping it down.
Dude, the shop vac was the fucking worst.
So in that refrigerator
Yeah.
downstairs in the basement, would you guys keep like popsicles and sodas and stuff like that? Because we'll count that as a garage fridge.
Okay, well, it wasn't right now. The fridge is still down there now because then I moved out in 2003 is when I moved to LA at 26 years old. By the way, that's when I moved out of my parents.
Garbage.
Yeah.
And that's when
Not
my
trying to
mom
show
was
off.
finally getting the whole house. Yeah, that's when the house was getting remodeled. So I go back and like I go back to the same house, but it's like hardwood floors and granite countertops. Like she did a good
Nice.
job. But before it was like brown shag carpeting and green tiles and all that stuff. And so but the old fridge is still kicking down in the basement. But they're not big drinkers, but they always have booze in the house. So it's all beer.
Nice.
Beer and like weird drinks that people have brought by. That's what's in the basement.
A bottle of Kahlua or something
Yeah, a
still
bottle
sitting
of
in there.
Kahlua
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. What? Some oddball, some Ouzo or something.
Frangelica or some shit.
Ouzo. What the fuck?
That's great. That's a big garbage thing is the keeping the second fridge because it's a garbage mentality. It's nice, it's great to have, but the impetus of the thought is I can't throw out this.
Yeah.
I can't. This is a expense. This is a appliance. I can't throw this. I got to keep it. So nobody ever buys a second fridge. It's always, barely working or an uncle's giving it away or you find it and you just stick it in a spare room. So it's a trash mentality, but it's clean living.
It's going to be useful. And also, like, you're in a family. You can't take a 30-pack of Coors and take up that much real estate.
Very
In
true.
the family fridge. You got to put that in the side fridge.
Yeah.
Because you got your Tupperwares full of shredded hot dog mac and cheese.
I remember there was definitely times when like we would, be stacking a fridge where you're like, all right, well, beer has to be cold.
Yep.
The milk's got to stay, but this soda can come out. The ketchup can go. The mustard, like what's not going to spoil?
No, pop was always in a cabinet. We always had pop in a cabinet.
Ooh,
Ooh,
pop.
call it pop. That's a Midwest thing. That's trash. Pop.
Well, that's why I figure I can get away with saying it now. Soda just feels proper to me, and I don't like saying that.
Oh, man, you and your fancy soda over there.
I'm not a Kennedy. Jesus Christ.
Coastal elites and
At
their
least I
sodas.
just throwing extra syllables around like we're all going to live forever. All right.
All right. So growing up, what was the pop? What was the brand in the hat you kept in the house, or what was your go-to?
I'm going to throw some deep cuts on you.
Oh, I love it.
Now,
Because that's one of the things, just so you know, people have been asking because they wanted to have you on because they knew you were Midwest and you would have the Midwest.
You're the only, we haven't
You'd have
had a
the Midwest
yet.
items. That's what we're curious. Like you said, crystals. That blew our minds. So what was the soda?
Well, Crystals is the Midwest. Crystals is the South, but I just knew that as a counterpoint to White Castle.
Okay, all right.
But Pop, all right, with Pop now, it was usually what was on sale. Preferred Choice, which ironically enough, Preferred Choice I think was the in-house brand of Jewel. Was Preferred Choice.
The in-house brand.
But like I think my mom always wanted Coke. She was a Coke person, never Pepsi. Once again, strict lines were drawn.
Yeah,
Wow,
lined in the
right.
sand. Yeah.
But if it was on sale, RC Cola would float in.
The fucking dude. Let me tell you
Occasionally,
something.
maybe some Dad's root beer. No citrus items. No citrus drinks. I love a nice cold squirt. Take that sound bite and do what you want with it.
Squirt's
But
great.
Got it.
I like
Print it.
I love ice cold grapefruit pop.
Ah,
Wow.
But
Mellow Yellow's
the
pretty
one-
good too.
Okay, sure. The one that would show up that nobody ever liked, and it would never come in it only came in like the cardboard tray.
Oh,
You know, like when pop cheap, it doesn't even have its own box.
the
it's only a
24
cardboard
pack
tray.
would be like 4 6-packs in like that in the
that's
cardboard
real
base.
Yeah.
trashy.
It was Canfield's. It's called Canfield's
Oh.
Diet Chocolate Fudge Soda. There was never a regular. There was only diet. So something went wrong in the lab where they're like,
Jesus.
we can only market this as diet chocolate fudge soda. It was disgusting, and it was
Yeah.
in my house all the time.
Oh my god.
We used to get
And
that.
we'd
We used
still
to
drink
get
it because like,
we used to get something similar too, and the reason that we would get that, and I think the reason they sold that was specifically for diabetics, because that's anybody in my family that had diabetes, that would be their soda. It would be the diet chocolate fudge soda.
I
I
don't.
never thought that
Yeah.
was it was almost like in the medical aisle.
It was prescription soda. Get a pair of orthopedic shoes and some pop.
It was backed by the reader glasses and canes. Over by the
Get your blood pressure checked in a 6-pack. Hit the bricks.
Take 2 6-packs of this and call me in the morning. Yeah,
I never thought of it that way.
I think
I
that's
just
what it
think
was.
that's what your trashy, out of shape family did. I don't know if that's the reason. No one's making prescription soda for diabetics. That's not a market.
It was big in the diabetic community. I'm telling you.
No, dude.
That
I just didn't
sugar-free
know
candy.
it's like why can't we get the regular chocolate fudge soda? It's like they only make the diet kind. It's like, well, then stop calling it diet. Call it regular, and psychologically I'll enjoy it more.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember my dad was like not like a health nut, but definitely not just eating the trash that the rest of the family was.
Yeah.
And you come in from mowing the lawn or something and just crack a room temperature diet chocolate fudge.
Man.
My dad would just look. He's like, "Drink water. Drink water. You're dehydrated. You're supposed to drink like water's gross
Yeah,
anyway.
man.
There's just like caramelly, brown, fizzing, disgusting."
Warm chocolate soda, dude.
But I don't know what it was. Every once in a while, as a kid, when you were real thirsty, a warm soda really hit the spot out of a can. I don't know why. It's just trash, but it really, really did. I remember chugging fucking a couple Diet Cokes that were like 80 degrees in the trunk of the car and just being like,
Dude, I almost belched myself to death. I bought a 6-pack of generic root beer at the dollar store. And
oh
then
my!
went to
Just
see-
recently?
No, I was going with my cousin to see Son-in-Law at the movies, and we were trying to load up.
That
on
was a great
candy.
movie, by the way. Shout out to
So
Paulie.
we went to the dollar store, and I was like, "Oh, 6-pack!" It's just on the shelf. It's just a dusty 6-pack of root beer, and I think I drank them all during the movie. But it was just, just Swiss Alp Longhorning it, man. I was throwing it out there. I thought I was gonna die.
how do you feel about soda with no ice? Would you ever
you
order
order
a soda
soda
with no
no
ice?
No, because I think if I'm getting a fountain drink, that's part of the joy of it.
Of
It's a
course,
big
thank
old-
you.
That's a classy answer right
Yeah, you gotta
It's
get
the
bricks
bubbles
rather than
and the cold. Yeah.
Because we think
The
it's
bricks
garbage
that-
when people
that
order
mix
soda
it
with
up.
no ice.
Yeah.
Well, I get it because then if you've ever seen like an ice tray or like the ice
Maker.
dispenser, they're just disgusting.
I
They
never
never
thought
clean
about
'em.
that.
But no one's
How
not.
people talk like dirty taps at a bar and stuff.
Oh, the
It's
taps
like
at the
ice-
bar are disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Or like never look at the ketchup dispensers, like never get the pumpkin. I'm like, there's certain things I just don't want to know. I know they're
Of
gross.
course.
But
Yeah.
I want to continue. Like, don't tell me that the little line on the back of shrimp is poop. I know it is. Why are you trying to ruin shrimp? I still eat seafood.
Yeah.
Why are you don't ruin this shit? Like, you're not gonna believe the kind of gross stuff they find in hotel rooms. I live in hotel rooms
Yeah.
most of the time doing.
I know what I do in
Shut
there.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what I've done to them.
I know it's true. Yeah. I don't need you telling me what other people like me do.
I always get 2 beds. I get one for sleeping and one for eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I lay in bed and I eat in one bed and then I sleep in the other one.
Oh, that's trashy.
Oh my god! I thought he was gonna say one for eating, one for jerking, or one for sleeping, one for jerking, but eating. Jeez.
Yeah, which
No,
one do you
no.
slap it in? Do you jerk off in the food bed or the sleep bed?
I just go in the bathroom for that.
Like a
Locks-
gentleman.
Locks the door. No peeky peeky.
There's still a lot of shame.
Turn the lights off.
We're a
Yeah,
Catholic.
yeah.
You're talking to two
Yeah.
repressed Catholics right
I still
here.
won't masturbate if somebody I know is flying on a plane at the moment.
Or on a Sunday.
All right, I got one here. Anyone in your family ever have a breathalyzer in their car?
Yeah, me.
You had one?
Really?
Oh yeah, I got a Dewey about 9 years ago and had to blow and go in a stick shift pickup truck too, which I thought the whole point is like, oh, you have to have both hands on the wheel, otherwise it's illegal. But I'm trying to drive stick shift
Like an
and blowing
octopus.
this
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, steering wheel's doing what it wants to. Yeah, I got a Dewey back in 2011.
Damn.
Is that an LA thing? Do they do that in other?
Yeah, my buddy had one in Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the interlock it's called. And it's expensive too to get one.
Yeah.
And you got to go get it calibrated and shit.
That calibration's the biggest jerk off.
Dude, my buddy said the
I
same
know.
thing. He's like, this is bullshit. I got to go give this guy $800. Yeah.
800.
You got to go every month. I don't know how many months I had it for, 6 months or whatever, or like every other week you had to go get it calibrated. And it was $75 to get it calibrated each time. And the guy, it's just an auto shop. It's not the police department.
Yeah.
And the guy just couldn't even keep a straight face. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any of this money. So
Yeah, it's all
but if
going
you
back
want
to
give me
the
$150,
state.
you can just come back in a month instead of 2 weeks. like just pay ahead, and then there's no such thing as calibrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I'd rather take the fucking 6 month in county. I'm not fucking paying $75 every 2 weeks. Fuck that.
Because you have to do it to start it, right? You have to do it to start it, then like intermittently every 15 minutes or 10 minutes or however miles or whatever, it would click back on and you'd have to test again. And I remember, this is how just like fucking, drunk idiots we were. My buddy's like, well, how... my buddy got it in his car and then we were all like looking at it and shit. He's like, well, how do you know? Why doesn't the passenger just blow? I mean, well, if the passenger was sober, he would just be driving the car, you idiot. You're not going to you're not going to drink and drive with a sober guy in shotgun, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This doesn't seem like we're doing it right. I was still partying. I'd get in the morning and it wouldn't let me start the car.
Same thing. Dude, we would go down to like Atlantic City to party for the night and we'd be sitting in like a Holiday Inn parking lot because we couldn't leave because Vinny was still drunk.
I couldn't argue with it either, too. Like, I'm blowing it, and I was like, no. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what? I'd be
Good
honest.
call. There was so many times where we would like try and then be like, let's go get breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's sleep this one off a little bit.
Yeah, if you try too many times, it locks you out.
Locks you out, yeah.
That's fucking trash.
Yeah. It's
Holy
a tightrope walk,
shit.
the interlock system.
A
Yeah.
blow and go guy. That's a fucking are you
On a
garbage
white-
first.
On a white Ford Ranger with a mismatched camper shell.
Oh, dude, that's the Ford Ranger is the trashiest of all pickup trucks. I don't care if you got a F-150 and it's got bullet holes in it or 3 wheels. A Ford Ranger is trashier.
Man.
I loved it. And it was an old parts truck, too, so it didn't even have carpeting. It just had that plastic floor.
That
in it.
plastic, you could smell the
love
smoke and coffee in there.
I did a couple cross-country tours in that thing, sleeping in the
Damn.
back. I loved it, man.
Holy
Sleeping in the back? Like the bed?
Yeah.
Oh, because you had a
shell on
cab.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So if I had like screen doors and stuff in it, so.
Holy shit.
I love that. I mean, let's say you learn from the old punk rock days. All those dudes like get in the van and sleep wherever you
Yeah,
can
they all
sleep.
bootstrapped it. Yeah.
Why can't I do the same with comedy? You know?
Yeah, you definitely left a mark on comedy that way. You were like you definitely he went the punk rock route,
right?
You know, and definitely kind of opened people's eyes to that.
Yeah, I wasn't getting booked at comedy clubs, and if I was eating shit because I wasn't doing like a comedy club type act, so I wasn't going to get invited back if I did work at comedy clubs. So I'm like, well, I'll just do whatever show you got in your town. You know, I'll be driving through. You got a show, I'll do that show, and then the next night I'll drive to the next town and do the next show. So.
I might be late, depending on the blow and go, but I'll fucking be there. I'll tell you that.
You might have to have the feature run a little bit.
I had that for one of the tours. I had that.
That's awesome. Time depending.
Yeah.
Thank God I got a sleeping bag in the back because this isn't going anywhere.
Sleep this one off. All right, what do you got, Foley?
What do I got? So we're talking about sleeping. This is kind of a new one. I thought about this the other night. How many pillows do you need to sleep comfortably, and where are they positioned?
This is fun because I want to guess if it's garbage to want a lot of pillows or.
It's very garbage. I'll tell you. This is mine, which is I think the most trashy. Huh?
It's garbage to want a lot of pillows.
It's garbage to have a lot of pillows.
I think two is necessary. One is I can't.
Psychopath.
Sleep.
Yeah, that's axe murderer sleeps with one pillow.
That's you like being in prison.
Yeah.
If you could sleep with one pillow. Give me a metal bunk and just a sweatshirt with my dirty underpants crammed in it, and I'll sleep. Like that's Even when I was sleeping in the Ranger, I think I still had two pillows.
I'm not an animal.
Like a fucking gentleman. So where do they go? You have two behind your head?
No, I'm a side or stomach sleeper. Nice. One under the head with an arm underneath it, and another one for hugging.
Yeah, you gotta hug.
That's what I'm talking about.
You need a hugger.
I go that, and then I need a third one between my legs.
I was just gonna say between the legs. Sometimes the knees get sticky, and that's unpleasant.
That's garbage.
Sometimes your knees get sticky, and that's unpleasant.
If I fall asleep in my eat bed, you know.
So to answer your question, which is the garbage? That is the most garbage depiction right there. That's exactly what I do, and that's the most trashiest.
Yeah,
having one to hug and one between your legs.
Wow, I think treating yourself nicely is garbage. That's just self-respect, man.
Self-care, dude. 2020, you need all the self-care you can get.
Go ahead, Kim.
All right. Do you currently have a bathing suit, or if you went to the pool or the beach, would you wear like basketball shorts? Like, do you have a bathing suit to wear?
Well, I got a lot of bathing suits.
Okay.
Because I keep forgetting the suit, and then I forget the bathing suit because you're never like, I probably won't need a bathing suit. And then I got to buy a cheap one. I got a lot of Walmart bathing suits.
Okay, that's fair. As long as you're not there in like, N1 basketball shorts or something, You at least look the part.
Never. You're always seeing dick tip in those things. Like,
yeah, it's tough. It's a tough look for sure.
I went the other route this year.
Bathing suit guy, definitely bathing suits.
I've been a bathing suit guy all summer because I went and bought a bunch at Walmart, like you're saying. And I can't tell you how many times, whether people have known it or not, where I've been wearing a bathing suit like shorts and nowhere near a pool. I've been just wearing bathing suits.
You're on the subway in Queens.
The bathing suit style, they've upped their games. There's pockets. I just need some pockets. I got to have a chapstick on me at all times. And so I can't just do that weird little flip up thing right up in by the belt. I need pockets.
Yeah.
Are you doing the catch of the day bathing suit? That's my gag. I like if it's got the netting in the swimsuit.
I tell you what, you want to hear something real trashy? I get that one and then I cut that netting out. And it's perfectly comfortable.
You could just not get that swimsuit.
Yeah, dude. If you're doing alteration work on your Walmart bathing suit before you wear it, you're fucking trash.
I always do a little. If I'm with a good enough friend, I'm like, oh, you know what the catch of the day is? I'm like, what is that? And you pull a leg up. And you're like, oh, it looks like we got a shrimp, and you got the net right there.
Flash some brain on them.
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
And then in the same vein of that, if, say tomorrow, you got a call tomorrow, you got to go to court or a wedding or a funeral, do you have a suit that fits that you can wear tomorrow?
Yes. I got a couple of tailored suits.
Ooh.
Nice.
But the only reason I have them is because when we were living in LA, the missus got real interested in magic.
Okay.
Not the gathering, the actual art form of magic.
Sure.
There's a place called the Magic Castle that you have to dress up and win.
Right.
And so we became members of the Magic Castle. And so I got a couple of sharp suits so I could
That's
roll
pretty
up
cool.
looking
That's like a
stylish.
night out on the town type thing. That's classy. That's nice.
But going to a
You drink
magic
your
show.
face off and enjoy some illusions.
No, it's
yeah.
like a castle. It's like a classy.
Oh, I know exactly.
Yeah,
what
the
you're
old
talking
school. It's
about.
old school entertainment, baby.
That is pretty classy.
It's like going to Broadway shows.
There's different theaters inside there. There's guys in the corner doing it's the thing that is so easy to laugh at until you go experience it. And
Sure.
you're like, I never knew I loved magic this much.
Yeah.
I am okay with feeling like an idiot because that's what happens.
That's all it is. You just feel dumb.
You know magics. You know it's not real, but they're just in your face like, ta-da. You're like, you son of a bitch. I went to college. What the fuck are you doing? I got to go buy a suit. I got to show up and look good for you next time.
I just spent $300 to be here, jerk off.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest trick of all. Is I poured all my money in this goddamn Magic Castle.
Speaking of college, and we have a couple of standard questions that we want to make sure we get through. We're going to get you out of here in a minute or two. What did you get in your SATs?
It's all right. I'm having fun, man. I didn't do I did ACTs. I didn't take SATs.
What the hell's that?
Yeah,
ACTs?
I always heard about it. I never knew them. I never knew anybody.
Somebody
that took
just
them.
mentioned this to us.
It was just where I grew up. You didn't take SATs.
It was regional SAT. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a corresponding thing, but I got a 28 on those. So I don't know if you want to research what the scale. It was good. It was a good score. I definitely
28 does not sound good.
No, it's out of like 32 or something.
Oh, really?
What'd you get?
Yeah.
What'd you
28.
say? 28. The average ACT score is 20.8. That's not too bad.
And where'd you go to college?
No, well, that's the thing. I was always in the smart classes, and then I let everybody down. And I went
Been there, buddy.
I went to a community college for a year.
Nice.
And then I went to a state school. I think I didn't even make it a semester at state school. And then I dropped out of that. And then I went to Columbia College in Chicago, not Columbia University.
Yeah.
The liberal arts college. You didn't need a high school diploma to get into.
Oh, my God.
And I bounced around there. I think I went to college for off and on. I got a degree in 2002.
Okay.
They made me graduate because I was just taking all these different. It was a liberal arts college, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll try an acting class. Oh, I'll try an art class. I'll do all this kind of stuff."
Taking a magic class.
I honestly, right now, I'm sure they have one there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have one. But they're like, "Oh, you're going to graduate this semester." I'm like, "I don't want to graduate."
Pump the brakes, Dean.
That's when you got to get a real job. Like if you're not in college, but you have a college degree, you get a job, and that's the end of your life. No, man, I thought I could just finagle a couple classes and some part-time jobs. And like,
Yeah.
you're getting a bachelor's degree. It's not. It's just in like applied studies. It's not even in a thing. They don't even have a major. And so I graduated. I was like, all right. And I started comedy at the time. That's what I'm like. I guess I'll move to California.
There you go.
But so I went to 3 different colleges over the course of 7 years. A bachelor's degree from a liberal arts school.
That's fucking trash.
Oh man, that's next level trash.
That's fucking awesome. I could just see you in an interview. You went to 3 schools in 7 years?
Yeah,
How
sleeping in my
ambitious.
truck.
Yeah.
You majored in needlepoint? What the fuck is this?
You should be a doctor on the space station.
All right. I got one or two more, and then I just have a few quick ones that I want to run through with that are specific Midwest. Because we get like hundreds of fucking people submitting questions, And somebody submitted a bunch
Oh,
of
wow.
Midwest ones that I want to get
Yeah.
to that I don't even know what they are. So you might be able to shed some light. But one I want to
I'm
know,
excited.
are you a bagel bite guy or a pizza roll guy?
Pizza
big.
rolls. Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa. Wow. Really?
Yeah, get out of here with your fucking bougie bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
Totino's all day.
No.
Totino's.
It's an Italian company. They ship them in.
Better start. This is not anti-Semitic in any way. I need to preface it with that.
I love bagels and the Jewish people. They're great people.
Oh, I love a
But I'm
fucking
gonna
Totino's.
up on this one. If they were around, they're great. But my family was a English muffin pizza household.
Somebody just sent that
Which, looking
recipe
back-
in.
I don't know why anybody had to write down a recipe. for English.
Got to get the right cheese.
Like you couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah.
There's no culinary school involved with English muffin, tomato sauce, and a piece of cheese. And then you got those olives in the cabinet from earlier. You throw those on there.
Come on, maybe you can whatever, a little section, both pieces, whatever you want.
Here's the big question, though. The English muffin brand, what was it? Was it Thomas's?
Yeah, it was always Thomas's.
I don't even think they make anything.
There's a couple, and they fucking stink. They're like muffins. They're trash. Thomas's are nothing.
Oh.
That's a staunch rule.
No, I only know Thomas's. Otherwise, we had any other pastry was from Entenmann's.
Ooh,
That was in Midwest.
Gentlemen.
class family right there.
Now we're talking. I did not
Entenmann's.
know that you were royalty.
The long Danish. You never got the long coffee cake?
Buddy,
Which
love the long
I didn't,
Danish.
dude. The Danish. I didn't appreciate the Danish until I got older. Like when I was like an 8, 9, 10, I thought that was like adult food.
Yeah, it
was like
was.
always with coffee. I'm like, well, I don't fuck. Give me the donut. Give me the cupcake, the devil's food cake, something. I got older. That fucking long Danish.
Entenmann's
Good
cheese
night.
Danish.
Yeah,
Classy with the crumb on top. Good night.
that was
I
good.
worked at a donut factory. Here, this is a more tidbit for garbage. I worked at
Oh, you already.
we
The conclusion's already in, Kyle. Just to let you know.
Let me just seal the deal. All right.
We have the
worked
guys
at
in
a
the
donut-
lab working on the numbers, but we're pretty sure.
We're pretty sure this one's gonna. I was because I didn't want to work customer service when I was in high school and everything. Like I hated the idea of running into other people from school. I always felt bad for the kids that did work at McDonald's, and then
Yeah.
people would come in and like, "Look at you, you fucking nerd! Don't make my food." Like, how could you call him nerd? He's doing you a favor,
Yeah.
and he could.
And
put
you're
his-
eating at McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the high school politics. But so I went. We had like a large industrial area in Addison, and I just saw that. Like I would just go and like, I'll do what do you want? I'm young and I'll do
I'll do
dumb
whatever,
shit that
yeah.
is not. Yeah, I'll defy regulations. And I went that, yeah.
I don't need no papers.
No, I was working at this donut factory, like conveyor belts and deep freeze. They would ship it off to grocery stores and everything. But because it was all like mostly like Hispanic people that worked there, migrant workers that worked there, and I was the only white guy, and so they thought I was related to the boss. So they all hated me at first, but then they found out I was just a kid working there, and also I would eat the donuts for lunch because it was all like anything that got like messed up by the machine. So I just every day for lunch I would have all these like misshapen donuts, you know. And so they thought I was the poorest white person that ever lived. And so they would feed me all this really great homemade, like
Oh, there
Mexican,
you go.
Central American. Oh, it was great. But I'm like, you don't have to do this. I'm fine. They're like, why are you eating all this garbage? I'm like, you have no idea. This is a treasure trove. I'm living a fucking life.
2 weeks ago, I was eating Little Caesars pizza under trash.
That had trash juice on it. My other buddy worked at the Willy Wonka processing plant, the packaging plant,
Yeah.
and he was the bass player in my band, and so he just would come to band practice. And we just have like buckets of candy, just
That's
buckets of candy,
That's
just
my
candy and donuts. I'm surprised I have an original tooth left in my head at this point.
We used to have, Pepperidge Farms. Well, Pepperidge Farms, whenever they would fuck something up, they had a store that
Yeah.
sold irregular products. So you would get like
Yeah, man.
maybe like the misshapen Milanos and stuff like that. And my mom would go up there like once a month and just fucking load up on all these fucked up cookies. It was embarrassing.
Oh yeah, right. We actually dropped a bunch of blue food coloring into the croissant mix. Here you go. That shit's a gold mine. I still hit up the bruised and reduced rack at the grocery store if I see it parked in the back of the bathrooms. I'm let me go see what we got here.
Check out the clearance rack at the bakery. That's fucking clean living right there.
Oh yeah, man.
All right, Kippy, hit him with the Midwest.
Yeah, here's a couple of the Midwest specific ones. Have you ever played pull tabs?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I didn't play them. My mom still goes to bingo. She loves them.
Okay.
She's like that. She doesn't even like the bingo part of bingo. She goes mostly to play pull tabs.
It's like a lottery ticket type game, I think, right?
Instead of a scratch off, it's like has a little cardboard door. It's like
yeah. We call them 50-50s.
It's like a white trash. Yeah, it's like a white trash advent calendar. You know, pop open and you find out that you didn't win anything.
Yeah, we used to call them 50-50s, and you would get them at like fairs and shit like that. Those were you get on a roll of one of those. That was a fucking hot day.
Funnel cake for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, elephant ears for me and my boys.
Keep them coming.
You ever call them elephant ears? That's okay.
And then, have you ever purchased 3 2 beers?
That's not Midwest. That's Utah.
Oh, is it?
What's 2 beers?
3 2.
That's like you're saying, diabetics with the diet soda. 3 2 beers in Utah, because they're super Mormon and religious. They would sell alcohol, but at a lower alcohol rate. So 3.2% alcohol for the beers is the beer that you would buy. Like if you go to Utah, it's a lot of the beer. Not so much anymore because they're slowly changing it. But if you got like a case of Budweiser, normally I think it's 5% alcohol.
Yeah.
It's 3.2% because Joseph Smith doesn't want you to get fucked up or something. I don't know. But that's more of a Utah Mormon thing. I don't know that about the Midwest.
That's garbage, man.
Oh, well, here it says 3 2 beer is, some grocery store and gas station would sell it when the liquor stores are closed because it's technically not considered. I guess it's like a way around, once the stores, for the real booze bags that are looking for the party to go on.
That's a Utah thing. I never knew, like where I was at, there was no kind of like religious control over, like you could buy booze, liquor stores were open, you're fine. I would always go to the liquor store. I used to go to the liquor store to buy my mom cigarettes. She'd send me with a note. I'd be like 6 years old, ride my bike.
Oh yeah.
Gas station. No, please sell my son 1 pack of Winston 100s.
Oh, is that
That's
what it was?
She smoked Winston 100s?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was it was a Winston family for a long time.
Yeah, my stepdad
Now
drinks Winston.
she's on Marlboro Ultralights. She's a Marlboro Ultralight.
That's like an aristocrat at that
classy.
point. Yeah.
Anything 100 though, that's pretty garbage. Smoking, especially seeing
Give me
your
the
mom.
stretch limo.
Oh man, seeing your mom with a 100 hanging out of her mouth. Like,
Lipstick on the end of it.
Fucking puke.
That liberal arts college, I had enough money left for 1 train ticket from Union Station in Chicago back out to the burbs. I figured out the math. I had exactly enough money for that. And when I was smoking, I was up to about like 2 packs a day at one point. And I always smoked like Durals. I smoked generic cigarettes.
Oh man.
And they had they were called like Durango 100. It was something like a menthol 100, and that was
Garbage
the only pack of cigarettes. Yeah, I had enough money for that and a train ticket home, and I just tried to suck down menthol 100s. I was gnarly when I was smoking.
Fucking Jack Kerouac. That's fucking hard.
I was almost pulling butts out of ashtrays.
Oh yeah, dude. You know you're at a bad point in life when you're doing sig math at the store. That's bad news.
They only took like 2 drags off this thing. That's just irresponsible.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's it for me, man.
Yeah, Kyle Kinane, I got to tell you, 100% Midwest.
Unadulterated garbage.
Unfiltered. No 3.2 or whatever. This kid's fucking heavy alcohol garbage.
Oh, man.
But the best kind.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much. Anything you want the folks out there to know? You got anything coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Put out a new album called Trampoline in a Ditch. Put that out maybe about a month ago. So that's out. Other than that, man, I hope to do shows sometime.
I know. Getting to that point. I either got to retire or something. Something's got to happen.
I'm living semi-retired. I was joking about it before all this. Now I'm like, oh, you mean I just do comedy when I want to, and the rest of the time I'm fucking off with bicycles and RC cars and shit.
Yeah,
I think I'm retired now.
some aspects of it ain't too shabby. I'll tell you that. There is a nostalgia of having nothing to do. It ain't bad. Playing with RC cars. Jesus
trash.
Christ. Stop it right now. You're fucking killing yourself. Holy shit. RC car.
He drops the custom RC car. Yeah, I'm just in the back tinkering, you know?
Oh, my
I
God.
got RC cars. Right now, the other tab open next to you guys on my computer is trying to figure out what guns I can buy in Oregon with a California driver.
This guy's getting hemmed up.
Holy shit. Kippy, what do you got to tell him?
Guys, just as always, thanks so much for supporting as we got this off the ground. Please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Keep us in the top 200.
Yes, sir.
Full video available on YouTube. You can subscribe there as well. And if you want to get the full catalog of our shows and all the shows on the network, please, you can subscribe to Gas Digital with promo code AYG. You save a couple of bucks. We make a couple of bucks. The world goes round, baby.
Yes, sir. Guys, thank you so much. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, peace.